Hey everyone, Dr. Evan Riggleman here, and today I want to talk to you about something that I see a lot of in my practice, far too much of in my opinion, and it's a certain type of drug that a lot of people are being placed on these days, and it's far less effective than we're led to believe. Not only that, but it creates a myriad of unpleasant side effects, and in most cases acute and even fatal as well. What am I talking about? I'm talking about statin drugs. Now, I've made quite a few videos already on cholesterol, and that's not the problem that we have to deal with. So if you haven't seen those videos, go back and watch those videos. But I want to get a little bit deeper into statin drugs and what exactly they're doing to us. So you may notice some of these symptoms I have on the board behind me, and these are symptoms that you may notice being on statin drugs. Right here we go. Muscle pain, weakness, fatigue, memory and cognition problems, and even sexual dysfunction. A lot of people will suffer from sexual dysfunction and not even know that it's the drugs that they're actually taking for something else. So let's start here. I want you all to look at this as an analogy here. I want you all to look at cholesterol in this analogy. Now, the cholesterol is made from a pathway called the mevalonate pathway. So let's look at that as a tree, and this is what I got represented here as a tree. Now, this pathway produces more than just cholesterol being one of them, okay? So cholesterol is like a branch of the tree. And you taking a statin drug is going to the bottom of the pathway or the bottom of the tree and killing off the roots in order to kill off cholesterol. The problem is when you do that, you're creating a myriad of issues. Not only are you killing cholesterol, but you're killing other things that are being produced by this tree. So it's very important to understand that. And in most cases, you don't even need to be killing the branches to begin with. All right, so let's get into this pathway and show you exactly what's going on here. So here we have the mevalonate pathway. It starts with acetyl-CoA, and through a process of reactions, we can make cholesterol, we can make CoQ10, and things like that. But as you can see in this process, statin drugs block the enzyme HMG-CoA reductase. This is like cutting off the roots at the tree in order to cut off cholesterol. But when you do that, not only are we gonna stop the production of cholesterol, which by the way makes steroid hormones, your sex hormones, your bile production, but you're also going to promote abnormal cell aging. Your brain is going to start to deteriorate faster. Not only that, but you're not going to make CoQ10. And when you don't make CoQ10, your energy is going to go down, you're going to be more likely to have heart problems, and you're going to develop a lot of muscle pain, which is myalgia. Now, a lot of people would take statin drugs to reduce the amount of cholesterol that's actually in your blood. The problem is you need cholesterol for everything, for a lot of processes we just discussed in the body. One of them being your brain. You need, your brain weighs about 2% of your body and contains about 25% of the cholesterol that you use in your body. So when you reduce cholesterol, you're also over a period of time going to reduce the size of your brain. This will also promote major cognition and degenerative effects of your brain, such as promoting things like Alzheimer's disease, which is becoming much more relevant in our country right now. But here's a picture of the brain. You see a normal size of the brain, and then you see the size of the Alzheimer's brain. What's happening is not only is the brain shrinking, but the size of all the integral parts of your brain will also get smaller. Now, when that happens, these areas of language, these areas that store memory, all also start to shrink. So this is why you will see people who are suffering from Alzheimer's disease that will not only start losing their memory, but they can't talk right either. And that's because the whole size of the brain is becoming decreased. And cholesterol plays a critical role in the transmission of your neurotransmitters. Without cholesterol, the brain cells can't effectively talk to each other. Cellular communication is impaired, and cognition and memory are significantly affected as well. It's a very big deal, so reducing cholesterol will really start to reduce the size of your brain. So depletion of CoQ10 is something that is relatively well known across the board. Your doctor should definitely know about this. By taking a statin, you're just going to deplete your body's natural production of CoQ10, which you need for energy production. CoQ10 is a vitamin-like compound found in virtually every cell in the body, and it's used in the energy-producing metabolic pathways, and it's a very powerful antioxidant. And as you see here, ubiquinol, which is also known as CoQ10, declines as we get older. So when we typically start to go on statins, we're already producing less CoQ10 to begin with. So around the age of 40, we started losing it, and that's a problem. And the decline is linked to an accelerated in aging, and again, diminished energy levels. So by the time we're 40, 60, 80, we're just barely producing any CoQ10 to begin with, and that's a problem because our heart contains the greatest concentration of CoQ10. Major problem. And remember, this is produced in the mevalonate pathway. So not only that, but your muscles need CoQ10 also for energy production. So this is where muscle pain will start to come from, and it's a very big deal. So again, if you're on a statin drug, make sure that you're taking a CoQ10, a good source of a CoQ10, in order to keep your energy levels up. If you need advice as far as taking a CoQ10 and you're not on one right now and you are taking a statin, even if you are taking a statin and you're 40 years or older, what I would recommend that you do is take 100 milligrams twice a day of a good quality CoQ10, and that'll help keep your energy levels up. I know I certainly feel a difference when I take a CoQ10. In my opinion, everybody should be taking a CoQ10, especially if you're on a statin drug. And now something that no one wants to talk about, the dirty little secret about statin drugs, is how it can mess up your sex life. Yes, statin drugs have a terrific ability to completely mess up your sex life. Not only is it a common side effect of cholesterol lowering, but it's also vastly underreported. So erectile dysfunction affects more than half of all men between the ages of 40 and 70 years old. And just as the brain needs cholesterol for neurotransmitters to properly function, the gonads need it to produce hormonal fuel to keep our sex lives humming as well. And for those of you that have extremely low testosterone, your risks are going to be doubled. Now, oxytocin is produced in the brain, and it's very high during childbirth and during nursing. And that oxytocin basically creates a connection between two people. So after sex, your oxytocin is typically high as well. That allows for that connection between two people. So much like oxytocin being produced in the brain, so does serotonin. Now, cholesterol doesn't directly make serotonin, but serotonin is responsible for a feeling of well-being, relaxation, satisfaction, and things like that. Serotonin depends on cell receptors to get into the cells. So serotonin receptors are just like oxytocin receptors. They're anchored in this cholesterol-rich lipid layer. So just like these lipid layers are cell membranes, and they allow things to get in and out of your cells. Remember, we're made up of cells. Our whole body, we're made up of trillions of cells. So here we got these cells, and in the membrane will allow things to get in and out of cells. And cholesterol is responsible for holding a lot of this together, cholesterol and fat. So reducing the amount of cholesterol in your body is going to reduce these cell membrane layers, therefore not allowing serotonin and oxytocin to properly get into your cells and communicate with your body. So we're really just shutting our body down with cholesterol. So before you guys go get on the statin drugs, I urge you to really do your due diligence and look into this, because a lot of people aren't looking out for your best interest, and somebody has to do that. So I encourage you to really dive a little bit deeper into this and understand that cholesterol is really a good thing. You need cholesterol, and by killing off your cholesterol with statin drugs, not only are you affecting the plaquing in your arteries, which isn't really a cholesterol problem to begin with, but you're affecting your hormones. You're affecting the way your heart works, your energy levels, the whole 9 yards. It's a big deal, your memory, cognition. You don't want to start to lose your memory when you're 60, 70 years old and start suffering from Alzheimer's disease. It's not a good thing. So I encourage you all to do your due diligence and make sure that if you are taking a statin drug, that you're taking a CoQ10 along with it. Not only are you, as you get older, your CoQ10 levels deplete, but when you throw a statin on top of it, you're shot. So this is something that you really need to look at and weigh out your options when it comes to statin drugs, no doubt about it. So have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later.